Mas porra. Jogo bugou. Bora, filho. O controle tá ligado, Ave Maria, vou ter que
Ah,
descer.
Chino. Good, good. One more off the docket. Hop to.
Vou ter que fazer uns bagulho aqui. Será que é mesmo?
They're away from Cetus. You do a good deed.
Parampo. Será que é filho?
Orders at nine. Newly arrived at great risk.
Falar em
Raven
Zion.
Zone.
Nem sei a vez que eu fui, mas foda-se. Eu confirmo. 2 Revenants. Meu Deus. Nossa, por que esse jogo tá todo doido? Vai embora. Passar um Trigger.
Those devices draw energy from Vombalists. Make use of them.
Eu geralmente encontro os bichinhos aqui. Cadê a máquina? Consegui ligar seu controle.
Energy spike. I advise falling back. That device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional Eidolon lures. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Energy spike. I advise falling back. Smaller sentients rush to the Eidolon's aid, healing it. Stop them. Sentient energy contained. You are closing on victory. Act now.
Esse cara demora muito. Aí é bosta.
Spike. I advise falling back. That device is insufficient. You are directed to secure and employ additional Eidolon lures. Energy Spike. I advise falling back. Spike. I advise falling back. Energy Spike. I advise falling back. Energy Spike. I advise falling back.
Só que não vai dar. Eu tô lagado. Ah, mano, não tem como jogar não. Tá foda. A internet tá um lixo. Where it go to? It's out of me. Duas cacatua, foda-se, porque eu não tenho mais paciência pra mudar isso. Oh, where it go to? Oh, where it go to? O trash tá muito ruim hoje, velho. Isso é doido. Tipo, muito ruim mesmo. Tá louco. Tá, vamos jogar esse jogo aí. Normal. Legenda de diálogo ligado. Tamanho do texto. Deixar um pouquinho maior. Bora. O jogo tá errado.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon.
Calma. Obrigado. Tela cheia. Aplica isso. Pronto. Agora tá certo. Bora. Assim tá bom. É nada.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by
Cadê a
corporations.
legenda?
A trip of 10 short years will...
Meu Deus, cara. Sentagem balanceado. Esse jogo aqui é muito estranho, mano. Legenda. Resolução. Acho que ele me perguntando. Sim, né, jogo, caralho.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Já vou começar já. Força boa. Na verdade, força não. Eu vou querer ter destreza boa. Inteligência boa. Hacking, armas longas. Alto. Farm não é muito bom não. Temperamento bom. Destreza.
A pickpocket par excellence.
Quero nem saber.
We'll put those marksmanship scores to good use.
Pistola sim. Hack.
Things tend to vanish off tables whenever you're around.
Aptidão. Não é aptidão.
You're so much more than your designated profession.
Alguma coisa com.
I wonder what experiments you were subjected to.
Medicina. Então. Vou jogar com homem. Nossa, vou jogar com mulher. Mano, homem é muito feio. Na verdade eu posso deixar ele. Porra. Aqui. Nossa, muito feio, mano. É isso. Nossa. E as mulherzinhas? Muito feio. A sobrancelha dela tá boa, né? Tá. Isso aqui eu nem mexo. Só no cabelo. Muito feio. Esse aí tá bom. Assim tá ótimo. Muito feio. O nome dela vai ser... Ash. Isso aí. Bora.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 9%. If drive is
Shit.
inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Nossa, que
Can you
som.
hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Vai, porra.
You've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go. Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Hey, you've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings. Looks like the bleeding's stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Investigating an illegally grounded ship. All spacecraft must arrive and depart from authorized landing pads. That's board law, that is. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Beleza.
Damage my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell is...
Ah, pensei que eu lançava era bom.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech! Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
É isso aí. Ô louco, ó. Consigo pular 2 vezes agora. Da hora. Já vou já.
Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Aumentar aqui um dia. Não, 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 não. Furtividade aumento 1, tecnologia 1, liderança. Armas brancas, longo alcance, né? Pistola e defesa. De resto.
These surveillance devices allow me to monitor.
Quick service.
You constantly. Please ignore that. I suppose everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really.
Claro que o jogo não tem a animação de nada. Foda-se.
The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Mente na cara dela. Ah, não tô entendendo. A jogo é bonito, hein? Porra. Olha. O jogo é bonitão.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this lesson. The grease monkey. Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we've got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. You're the first stranger to wander into town in an age. Scripture tells us that nothing happens without reason. The geothermal plant was built by our owners, Spacer's Choice. Lit up the whole Vale once upon a time. Most of the Vale is now abandoned. All that power is going to waste. I'm afraid I can't spare the workers. We're strapped for bodies as it is. And there is a small element of personal danger. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Parece Borderlands.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office. Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. Let's talk.
O joguinho é bonito, pelo menos. Que é isso?
On my way.
Achei que nem tinha ninguém aqui ainda. Mais de vida. 73, 60. Ai, carai mesmo. 493. Ah, é tipo Borderlands mesmo, ó. Igualzinho. Legal. Bora. Tá porra, mano, que arma é essa? Tá porra, a arma jogou o cara lá do outro lado, caralho. Deixa eu ver se as armas mudam. Okay. Deixa eu... Ok. Ah, essa daqui é ela. Não quero mexer nela, quero mexer em mim. Ah, 215. Certo. Deixa eu ver agora. 82. 82, 73. Muda. É bem que eu não concordo dentro mesmo.
That was quick.
Não quero dar nada pra essa mulher não. Eu coloco essa. Tudo aí de 15. Rifle de assalto. Pronto.
Great work.
Para, 89. Ai, tem buff ainda. As coisas. Acabei de ver. 120. Não tem nenhuma lanterna. Tem uma chave que tá na porta, mãe. Aham. Só não vai morrer, mulher. Aham. Ok, mãe. Você já vai subir já? Ah, ok. Tchau. Aham. Aqui não tem mole, nem poder. Eu tô jogando rapidinho que eu tô com fome. Aí eu vou terminar aqui, eu vou comer. É que também eu já tô acostumado com o jogo de tiro. É demais. Tô ouvindo bicho, mano. A menina morreu! Meu Deus do céu, a menina morreu, velho. Isso. Morreu mesmo!
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson is aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Okay. Essa porra tá muito estranha, mano. Tô ouvindo barulho de bicho, mas não tô vendo bicho. Será que tem filme? Parece até um...
Incoming! That's the last of them!
É um largado. É tipo Fallout.
Clever.
É, ó. Para pa 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 para pa pa. Olha lá, quero mexer nas coisas dessa menina. Eu vou tirar essa 12. 89. 44. Que bosta, hein? Ninguém merece. É nada, eu vou colocar de volta. Vem aqui, ó. Simples. Eu pego a pistola dela. Isqueiro. Tem gente morta aqui, e aqui, e aqui. Grande combate. É isso aí. O joguinho é bonito, mano. Pelo menos, hein?
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Much obliged.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You
No.
should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Where are we headed?
Deixa eu colocar aqui no gráfico alto pra gente ver. Resolução 3D 100%. Acho que isso aqui já vai deixar como já essa porra fodida. Alta. Meu Deus do céu, mano, dá até medo. Ah, até que não tá travando. Que boa.
Something you need?
Caraca, você mudou, hein? Porra! Caraca! Muito alta, vai.
Something you need?
Olha! Caralho! Caraca! Oxe, tinha cor aqui? Ok. Caraca, velho! Esse negócio brilha, velho. Como assim? É.
sorry. I'll just be a minute.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
I don't know.
Something you need? You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicar says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicar sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
Ah, não sei. Caralho, mano. Eita porra! Adivinha quem é que vai morrer de novo? Que macacão é? Eu jogo muito. Por isso que não tem muita graça jogar jogo de tiro, velho. É isso aí. Acho que eu upei, hein? Agora não.
Watch out!
Caiu duro, filho. Mulher apanhando pra um macaquinho. Ai. Aí eu não sei, mano. Nunca joguei esse jogo. Não sei se aqui tem
I've
fake.
always wanted to poke around in here.
Unexpected noise. Identical security patrol initiated.
Here they come!
Tá apanhando pra quem agora?
Security patrol.
Ui. 112.
Processing. Sweeping the area.
Here they come!
Required from adjacent unit performing.
We made!
Mulher burra do caralho. Ah, deixa eu ver aqui o bagulho. Beleza, tô cheio de bagulho aqui. Desmota. 9. Desmota. 3, 4. Desmota. Banana. Usa. Que é isso? Modificação, que é isso? Sei lá. Que é isso? Não sei também. Armas. Mano, eu desativo a energia de quem? Aí vem a energia. Trabalhadores estão abandonando a cidade de Ponta Arágua. Mano, eu tiro a energia da cidade ou a energia da...
Incoming!
Supervisão, desenvolvimento, Esmeralda, senhora Brandon. Transfere a seleção de 5 subordinados para demissão imediata, adicionalmente. Do que eu tô vendo aqui é que...
Nice.
Se a pessoa ela é demitida, ela se lasca. Naquele bagulho. Mano, eu vou distrair ele aqui, se foda. Já começar a jogar assim mesmo.
Beginning security.
Incoming!
Foder. Proprietária, permissões especiais, terminal de controle. Calma. Me deixa ver. Calmou. Energia para você aprender o que é a reguladora de energia na fábrica. Observa para apontar. Os dois ficam no mesmo lugar. É isso aí.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough. Great work.
Foda seria pra ela, né?
Oh, you got that?
Oh,
Here they come! Everyone all right? happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
Eu tô um pouquinho me fudendo pra quem vai ficar com energia. Porque eu já tô saindo fora daqui, então. Se foda. Que porra é essa, caralho? É um largato mesmo. Largado com barulho de periquito.
Get away!
Calma. Eu tenho que agora colocar um de persuasão, certo? Tecnologia melhorar também. Diálogo também. Melhor aqui esse. Eu queria achar bagulho de
Phantom!
Tô achando que tem alguém aqui. Não, tem alguém aqui, mas
You're not real! You're not real!
olha aqui.
You're not real! You're not real! Get away from me, Phantom! Shoot! Scram! You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. Well, I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was... I was on...
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Security patrol in.
That's the last of them.
Oxe, que porra é essa? Primícias especiais encontrou uma falha em você. Robofobia. Agora os robôs te dão calafrios e quando eles estão perto de você, você não é eficaz quanto deveria ser. Não, oxe.
Yeah, huh?
Robofobia. Caramba.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
Quem não queria falar isso, mas acho que o Saltopsis está certo. Se os editores não voltarem praticamente mortos, talvez cortar energia seja a única saída.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Então, eu corto um negocinho. Mano. Eu não quero cortar. Mas e aí, porra? Como é que nós faz aqui, sua vagabunda? Não tem como. Pra cidade. Ah. Essa conversinha aí. Tenho certeza que eles vão estar equipados pra comer meu água. Sempre quem se pode sou eu mesmo. Aqui é uma cobra? De boia de couro. É um bicho. É isso então. Ixi, e eu tenho que vir logo aqui, mano.
I don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
Tem como mudar?
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
É minha obra-prima. Aqui me planei. Instala aí nessa porinha aí, vai. Mano, eu quero nem saber, mano. Eu só quero cair fora. Ficou putaça.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. Change your mind. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Vamos matar seu pai. Eu vou pegar isso aqui. Licença. E eu vou matar o pai dela. Não, ué. Eu não vou voltar agora. Eu tenho que matar alguém. Ah, eu tenho que convencer eles a voltar, é mesmo. Bagulho chato, velho. E aí, minha gente? Vamos voltar.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand. The matter's been weighing on me. Fact is, I can't go anywhere long as Zoe's missing. Disappeared without a trace. Marauders took her, I suspect.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Could do without the gallows humor.
Everybody keeps staring at Vadi. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no. I'm just along with this lady here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. Officer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
Hoje alguém que fala, velho.
Would you? I'd be grateful. I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to any... I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. I mentioned those manuals on mechanical engineering.
Certo, tchau, gente. Eu tenho que matar um velho. Então, mas pra mim fazer esse povo voltar, eu tenho que...
Food's bound to spoil it.
Ai. Vou colocar no outra pra me ver. Outra. Hã? Cachorro! Oxe, olha.
Wow!
É que eu sou foda, né?
anybody who ever came out this far.
Say that.
Nossa! Ah, desculpa aí, menina, mas eu não tenho paciência não.
Hear that?
Ai, que susto, desgraça. Menina endemoniada. Let me go. Cão de choque. Safe. Seis.
Easy.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in that. Half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. I'm great at clarifying. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Ever consider the Marauder life? It's pretty sweet. I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon.
É isso aí, então.
Ever consider the Marauder? I'm great at clarifying. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of...
Beleza, então. Mano. A menina tá vivaça aí. É isso, minha gente. Eu vou finalizar que meus dedos já tá doendo, que eu jogo isso aqui correndo. É isso. Se cuidem. Ai, eu acho que já tá ótimo já, né? É isso aí. Até.